All right, YouTube. This is going to be a really quick video about a problem I've been having and the solution I found for it. And it's also kind of like I'm 1 week in on the system. And so it's kind of like a summary or a review of the noise, because people keep asking me, is it loud? Is it noisy? I keep hearing these things are so loud and you're not going to be able to hear yourself think. And all I can tell you is, so we're at idle now, and it's making the faintest humming noise that you probably can't even hear. It's barely audible. To me, this is completely acceptable, but for a while, I was messing around with the overclock settings here in Alienware Command Center, and somehow I accidentally put on a setting. Let's see here. So here's the overclocking, and then one down from overclocking is thermal. And you see you got balanced and you got performance. I always leave it on balanced. People think that performance are going to get all kinds of extra frames, and not really. What you're actually going to do is make everything run hotter. You're going to basically force the computer to run right against the thermal ceiling, which I don't really recommend. I think you should just leave it on balanced. You won't hurt anything putting it on performance, but back to the problem that I was having. It was throttling up as though it was in a game, even just on the desktop, just, browsing the internet. Or nothing was open, just the desktop. And I couldn't understand why this was happening. So if you go to performance, and right next to it is this little, it's like two chains linked together. And so you can select different games you can put in this performance mode. But this is Modern Warfare, Call of Duty. This here is actually your desktop, and I didn't realize that. So if you set that there, what you're going to see is, or should see, let's see here, will it work or will it not work? I might have to adjust even more settings for it to do that. Okay. It's not going to work, is it? All right, see, what was happening before was I had that selected, and I don't understand how that happened. But, yeah. Okay, here we go. Now it's going to do it. It's going to throttle up from 17%. That's where it was at idle. Now we're at about 40%. And GPU fan also kicked up. So this is about how loud it gets. I don't know if you can hear that. Probably you can hear it a little bit. It's not terrible, and in gaming, I don't really even notice it. There was only one instance where I noticed it, and I was loading up PUBG real quick to play a quick match. And so in PUBG, if you ever played, it's really critical to try and hear footsteps and things like that. And because of that whirring noise, I was having a hard time listening for footsteps and other noises of impending doom. But basically, this was happening to me for a couple days, and I just couldn't figure out what the heck did I do. I knew it must have been a setting I tripped up, because it's not normal for it to whir just at idle like this. It should be almost completely quiet. And so finally, I found that. I'll go back in and show you how to turn it off. So we got performance. You click on the little chain link, and you see the desktop is highlighted there. You just go up one, back to balanced. Click that chain link. Then you're going to click the desktop. You go down here and click OK. And then it slowly goes back down. So to really try and address people's noise concerns, if you're a really, really picky person, I can't recommend this computer for you. But if you're like a normal person who understands that some computers make noise, and it aren't really put off by a little bit of fan noise that you can't really even hear over the game volume, then I do recommend this computer. It looks fantastic. It's been playing everything fantastic. Yeah, so that basically is my review. That basically is going to be my noise summary. The only thing I can really say on one final note is these computers, the Aurora has kind of a reputation for noise, and the reason that is people were buying this from Best Buy when it first came out, and it had not liquid cooling for the processor, it had air cooling. And it is a dense case, you know, everything's kind of packed in there. The power supply is packed into the side next to the motherboard. So for an airflow on this, if you're going to buy this system, get get the processor liquid cooled. Then you're not going to have any kind of horrible noise issues. That's what I would advise to you. Don't get it air cooled, because that's where that sort of reputation. Get the GeForce RTX in there. I'm trying to. I can see it so much better than the phone ever picks it up. I don't know why, but anyway, yeah, that's my advice to you. Get the liquid cooling for the processor. And then unless you're like a really crazy nitpicker, you're just not gonna be worried about that little bit of noise, because you're not even gonna hear it over the games. And by the way, when you have headphones on, and that's usually how I play PUBG with headphones, you don't hear that noise at all. You don't hear anything. You just hear the whatever going on in your headphones. Okay, I just wanted to talk to you guys about that, and maybe some people with the Aurora have that issue too, accidentally put that setting on, not even realizing it. Other than that, I am going to call it a night. Thanks for watching. Peace.